Hey everybody. So I'm sorry that I'm getting this video up really late today. I haven't been feeling it today. I've got winter allergies and they've been cranking today, and just in general just has been a blah kind of day. But I wanted to get a video up today. Before we get started at all, look over my shoulder. Is that not the cutest purse ever? And of course my shirt, which you have seen a lot of and you will continue to see a lot of. This is my favorite around the house shirt. Sometimes I wear it by itself with sweats, sometimes I sleep in it, sometimes I use it as a jacket when I'm cold. But yeah, this is my favorite around the house shirt. And so, it's just a denim shirt. And it's long enough that if I were a little bit skinnier, I could put a belt on it and some boots and some tights and call it a dress. So, and I know I'm not wearing, I'm not looking normal today. Not that I think I look like amazingly awesome when I get on here for, regular makeup videos. But I did put on a little bit of makeup, just a little bit of makeup so that I would look less than scary. But let me tell you something. If you use Hard Candy Ginormous Lash, make sure before you touch it, once you put it on, leave it alone for like 10 minutes. Because all I was going to do is put on a little bit of primer to even things out and a little mascara, and that was going to be it. And then I decided that Milani Drench in Gold looks pretty good, so I decided to put some on. And I touched the brush, the barrel of the brush, to my eyelashes, and they kind of went from sticking up like they're supposed to down. And so I fixed it and looked down, and then, see, here's the jankiness and more jankiness. And see, I'm not even wearing nails. I'm not even wearing nail polish. Anyway, and the barrel of my brush is now black, so I'm gonna have to clean that when I get done here. But anyways, done with rambling, and you can hear my kitty crying in the background. She's just all vocal today. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm a person who loves to read. I don't get to read as much as I would like, and a lot of times by the time that I get to bed, when I could, go to bed 30 minutes early and read, usually by the time I do that, I fall asleep in the book. So I don't read a lot just because it just doesn't seem to work out that way. There used to be a time when I would read, a book a week. When I read Twilight, I read each of those books in about 3 days. There were other series like that. The Hunger Games took me about 3 days each book. Because every time that I would wake up to go to the bathroom, I'd read a chapter. When I got up in the morning, I would read a chapter. When I went to bed, I would read a chapter. Anyway, as I ramble again. So I have 4 books here that I'm going to be optimistic and say I'm going to read a book a week, but it's probably going to take longer than that for me to read. And if I like them or don't like them, my opinions of the books will be in my monthly favorites, whichever ones that I've read at that point. Now, if you would like, now I'm going to go over the books with you, go over them. There I go with that, go over again. But I'm going to just show you the books and give you a little information on, why I chose the books. And if you are interested in a review of any of the books, let me know, and I will do a video specifically on the books that you would like me to read. So just put that down below in the comments. So here we go. The first one I have is Godmother, The Secret Cinderella Story by Carolyn Turgeon. Anyway, number 1, Cinderella is my favorite Disney princess. So that grabbed my attention immediately. And I bought this book several months ago, and I still just haven't gotten to it. I have a lot of books that I just haven't gotten to. So, on the back of the box, see, there I did it again. Back of the book. It says, The True Story of Cinderella's Fairy Godmother. And when I read, I'm going to read you about a paragraph, and then you'll see why I picked this book. Lil is an old woman who spends her days shelving rare books in a tiny Manhattan bookstore and the lonely nights in her apartment. Lil has an intriguing secret. Tucked and bound behind her back are white, feathery wings, the only key to who she once was, the fairy godmother responsible for getting Cinderella to the ball to unite her with Prince Charming. But on that faithful night, I can't read. But on that fateful night, something went terribly and beautifully wrong. Lil allowed herself to do the unthinkable, to feel the emotions of human beings and fall in love with the prince herself, going to the ball in the place of Cinderella in her exquisitely gorgeous human guise. For her unforgivable mistake, she was banished to live among humans, far from her fairy sisters and their magical underwater world. So if that didn't grab your attention, I don't know what would. But I thought that, I love it when they take stories and turn them on their head. Movies like that as well. If you haven't watched Mirror, Mirror, that is a great reimagining of the Snow White story. Julia Roberts is the evil queen. I cannot remember for the life of me the girl that plays Snow White, but she's amazing. Next book is Blood Ties Book 1, The Turning by Jennifer Armintrout. And it's a vampire book. And it says, avoid sunlight, drink blood, hate yourself forever. Welcome to immortality. I love vampire stuff. My love of Buffy and Angel and The Lost Boys, the movie, and yeah, I love vampire stuff. So this grabbed my attention. I bought that from probably half.com. The next two books were gifts for Christmas, and you probably saw these in my Christmas haul. But the first one is Steven Tyler, Does the Noise in My Head Bother You? A Rock and Roll Memoir. I am a huge fan of Steven Tyler. Grew up listening to Aerosmith. That was the extent of why I wanted that book. And then my last one here is the biggest one of all of them, is The Witching Hour by Anne Rice. And this is about witches. And it's the beginning of a trilogy. I have read all of her Vampire Chronicles. And then there was one called, I want to say Merrick. It might be Merlin. I'll annotate it over here somewhere. But anyway, and it was a converging of the Vampire Chronicles and the Mayfair Witches trilogy. And I always wanted to read, it was The Witching Hour, Taltos and something, and yet again, I'll notate that over here, is the Mayfair Witches series, starting with The Witching Hour. And I love all things, I like witchy stuff. Charmed is my all-time favorite of that type of TV show. I also like Sabrina the Teenage Witch because it's just cute. But anyway, so those are the books that I am planning to read over the next 4 weeks. We'll see how that works. And if there's any particular books or book series that you would like me to look into and maybe even review, or specific authors that you are interested in hearing about, just let me know down below. Just one thing, please do not recommend 50 Shades of Grey or anything similar to it. That's not my bag. It's not my thing. Great to all of you guys who read them. I will not be watching the movie. It's just not my thing. I have no interest in it whatsoever. But other than that, just let me know. And you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.